So the role of the regulator is largely to enforce workplace health and safety laws, and obviously you can go to the regulator's site to access all of the information around legislation, codes of practice and guidelines. So they will enforce that. Secondly, they investigate workplace fatalities and serious injuries. So it doesn't matter whether it's a small, medium or large size enterprise that you work for, if there is a death on the work site, the regulator will come in and investigate all of the safety systems, all of the performance management, and particularly all of the circumstances and interview any employees that had witnessed it and look at all of the documentation and systems around that. So that would also be the case for serious injuries. So if there's a loss of limb or a serious injury that constitutes, a significant amount of time out of the workplace or results in permanent impairment. Now they'll also prosecute any breaches of legislation that they find from that investigation. And I think the most important thing and the main function is that they educate workers and employers on their legal obligations. So that would be the majority of the role. Largely you can go into the homepage there of your regulator's website and click around on all sorts of different information and guidelines. Plus they have contacts there. And sometimes even you can tap into registered training organisations and training in workplace health and safety, depending on the regulator's site. So that ultimately is the role of the regulator. So it is a great point of contact for you as a worker or as a supervisor, manager, to just double check that that you're complying, that your business is complying, or double check that you have all of the legislation that relates to your industry, or that you've collected every code of practice that you require. So there is a question there where it asks you to name your regulator. So obviously, again, depending on the state or territory that you work in. So have a quick glance on this page, and then you might want to pause this and complete the question there in your module. So for example, if you work in South Australia, the name of your regulator would be Safe Work SA, and that's exactly how it's titled. Queensland, and it would be exactly how it's worded here, Workplace Health and Safety, with Queensland as the full word Queensland. So these are the trading names of these regulators. So you can answer that question.